remember I'm in the back seat with Alan Haka.
So you know that was one of the cars around there, Bill?
Yes, to land this Mr. Walter Gretzky. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm thrilled standing beside you.
Wow. Take two. Just go ahead and pinch me. Go on now.
They're crafted twin 48-foot wooden schooners, the traditional kind. Hey everybody, I'm Stephanie Beaumont. Welcome to CNB Scene, the show that celebrates all the people, places, and things that make the 4 Atlantic provinces so very special. From Nova Scotia to New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island to Newfoundland and Labrador, we take you to where the action is. And that's why we're here in St. Andrews by the Sea. We've arrived in one of the oldest and loveliest spots in the Maritimes. Designated a National Historic District, St. Andrews, New Brunswick has so much to offer. The over 1,800 year-round residents and folks like us who've come for a great seaside getaway. From learning to golf, to lunching on lobster, touring the town, to taking in live music, cake decorating, cocktail making, you name it, we've got it on our list of things to do. And over the course of the next 2 shows, we'll give you a great glimpse at this marvelous East Coast treasure of a town. And that includes the wonderfully reimagined Algonquin Resort. Opened back in 1889, the beloved vacation spot has been brilliantly restored, and it'll serve as a breathtaking backdrop for much of our adventure. As one of Canada's most luxurious and legendary resorts, it's played host to everyone from Franklin Delano Roosevelt to Princess Diana. And now, after a $48 million renovation, it's fair to say they've entered a whole new era of excellence. When the property officially reopened this past March, it made history again, as the first Canadian hotel to join the Autograph Collection. We had the Algonquin's Denise Bradbury explain that one.
The Autograph Collection is a collection of hotels and resorts within the Marriott brand that are unique and different, and they have their own thumbprint and autograph. Just like everyone's autograph is different, these properties are all different. They are allowed to come up with their own look and feel, using the stories that they have to tell and the history that they have to be their own property, but using the avails of Marriott reservation systems and Marriott rewards programs.
The most magical part of this property is the history, and it's still here.
It's very rich history. Yeah. So many people have either had an event here, a wedding here, met their partner here while they worked here, their mother worked here, their grandmother worked here. We have floor plans and drawings on the walls down in our gallery that were found during our renovation from the 1920s.
Can you imagine?
So, yeah, very rich in history.
Yeah, but on the other side of it, so contemporary in terms of its feel, and also the amenities are amazing.
Well, we try to be current with a historic look and feel. We've always been a luxury resort, and in keeping with the time, we wanted to look back to history and keep some of that decor with the fireplaces in the gallery and the wingback chairs, but some of our tables in the gallery have connections for your iPhone and for your power outlets right at your
Can you imagine?
At your hip. So
yeah, and here's the other side of it. You're going to be all year round.
We are year round now. We built a lovely indoor pool, water slide, and gym. Just for that purpose.
Yeah. And I don't think you could just say water slide. And we're going to have a look at it because it's something else. Like, am I right?
It's a 3-story water slide. The kids just whip around the turns and they love it.
Because we talk about year round, you're really doing events all through the year as well.
We are doing events. The town is a wonderful place for events. There's Paddle Fest this weekend. There's food and wine shows. There's a triathlon in July. There's a lot of things happening, but we want to create more. We're venturing on a path of Christmas in November.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to do a culinary and holiday decorating weekend.
Wow.
Food, wine. Chef Michael Smith is going to be doing cooking demos and working with the guests, as well as decor moments and shopping down on our Water Street.
Amazing.
Under the Christmas lights.
Oh, beautiful. And imagine this property at Christmas.
It's pretty nice. The town gets dressed up. We have our decor in the lobby, Christmas trees, holiday baking, gingerbread houses.
I'm coming back.
Come back. Please come back. We'll save you a room.
Very good.
Now, how do you like that? I'm already planning my return, but I got lots to see and do on this trip, including a visit to the storied and award-winning Algonquin Golf Course.
I mean, I have a hard enough time concentrating on the game as it is, but when you see the scenery on this course,
It's incredible, and that's one great thing about our back nine of our golf course. A lot of golfers will play a lot better on the back nine because it's the scenery. They forget about their game and they're just looking at the scenery.
oh, is that the trick?
That's definitely the trick, that's right.
Unbelievable.
We'll also whip up a signature drink and dine dockside. Now, speaking of the dock, all weekend long there's great music being made there. As Denise mentioned, Paddlefest 2014 is underway, and we'll get the full scoop on the annual event in part 2 of our show. Right now, though, a chat with one of the headliners.
Feeling very good, my friend, so watch out. I might dance a little bit.
Fredericton, New Brunswick's own David Miles has had a busy and bountiful year. #1 hits, oodles of awards, and tons of touring. But as we discovered, there's no sign of slowing down this season, and he couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I got a great summer. I'm down here in St. Andrews now, and I'm doing a lot of stuff around the Maritimes, playing in Chester, and I'm playing in Wolfville. I love playing the Maritime dates in the
PEI Canada.
Big Canada days. I mean, the bill is insane. It's probably the biggest bill I've ever been part of.
Is that true?
I would say so. I mean, when you look at the other acts, it was like one of those moments where I was like, how did I get invited to this party? You know what I mean? It's like, it's George Canyon and Classified, which is going to be super cool. Tegan and Sarah, who I love.
Yes.
Rock Voisine, like get out of town. It's really cool. So, and Bare Naked Ladies, right? They're on there too, so it's insane. Yeah.
And the crowds, you see those seas of people. Okay, now let me ask you this, because everybody's happy you're back at Harvest Jazz and Blues. You got to be happy to be back.
Oh yeah, it's my hometown festival. It's the festival I went to as a kid that exposed me to so much music I love, and I have such fond memories. And now, I'm doing my own show there, and it's in the Playhouse. The Playhouse is such a beautiful venue, and so it's really, really exciting for all of us in the band, right? Alan Kyler from Fredericton too. Like, we all grew up. The Harvest Jazz and Blues is, again, as a 14-year-old, you don't get that many opportunities to see music. I was like outside the tent looking in, and all those things. Everything I saw as a kid was through the Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival.
Yeah,
so,
awesome. Okay, and now I just really want to touch about Christmas. It seems odd in the summer, but I mean, this is going to be great. I know. Yeah. Really, we've been waiting for heat, but this is going to be cool. Now, you've never done a Christmas album before. You do those wonderful Christmas benefits, but this is going to be, like, what are we talking? Classics and also your songs? What is it?
It's a bit of both, yeah. I'm so excited about this. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to rush in. We had this charity tour going, and the food bank tour that we were doing. It was getting bigger every year. I started to feel a real connection to playing at Christmas time, and I just saw what it could do. I mean, it can really bring people together around such a good cause. And I got more and more into Christmas music. I've always loved it.
That's your little girl.
It could be. It definitely could be, of course. It does. It makes you think about families and everything else. And I love that music. I love music from the 50s, and so much of the music that's famous from Christmas music is from that era.
Bing
classic
and
songs.
Dean and
classic
Rosemary
songs.
Clooney.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So, I had thought about it for a while, but I wanted to make sure I could make it my own. And then I got really inspired. I wrote 3 songs that I felt really strongly about. And I loved learning the classic material, and I've been learning that slowly over the years of doing the food bank tour. It came together really well. I'm really excited. It's an album that really sounds like me and sounds like my band. It sounds like what we do, which is like kind of a rootsy version of, and it's very influenced by jazz and that kind of stuff, but it's still fundamentally like it's acoustic, and it sounds like us playing in the living room. It's really warm. It's like a camp. I kind of think of it as like the fireside late night Christmas.
Oh, no.
Eggnog kind of vibe.
Eggnog. All right, I love it. Okay, now just quickly, because I got to say this, you talk about the music that's you, but you are one of those guys. You're pliable. Is that a fair? I mean, you're out there. I love when he jumps with Classified, but you do it all, and you have such a breadth of it. Who would you want to perform with, David, that you haven't already? I mean, like, what's going to happen? Because I can see you've got it all ahead of you in your eyes when I look at you. You're thinking of the next thing. What do you want to do now?
I don't know. It changes a lot. Like, Class and I have a special thing.
Yes.
That's not, that is, I love hip-hop. I always have. And I have enjoyed that experience immensely. But what makes it particularly special is the connection that he and I have working together. So I think we will always do it. We're in the studio. We've been in the studio over the last 2 weeks.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, we're making new stuff. Every time we get a chance to be in the studio, we get together and we make music. So that's going to continue.
Serendipitous, though, right? That doesn't happen all the time.
Not at all. Like, it was a special connection when we first started working together, and then it led, you know, one song led to another, which led to Inner Ninja. But we'll continue that.
Yeah. Which is, my daughter loves that. That and I Need a Break.
It's been such an exciting experience. Even just that song as an experience has been ridiculous.
New Year's Eve, how cool was that?
Crazy, right? Yeah, so that continues.
Yeah.
But I recently wrote a song with George Canyon.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And actually,
more country, or?
Oh, it was a country song. Yeah. I mean, because I write. A lot of my songs are not that far from country songs. I love country music. Like, I went to a Merle Haggard concert last year. It was the best concert I saw all year.
Is that true?
It was amazing. So I was totally inspired by that. I recently wrote with Alan Doyle, which was really, really cool. So, and I wrote with Matt Anderson on his new record. So there's lots of that going on. I mean, I've really been starting to find my home in that world a lot, you know, in the collaborative world, because it allows me to go down all these angles. Yeah. Totally. Like, I've always listened to lots of music. I listen to all sorts. I change it up all the time. Yeah. And this way I'm really able to explore that. And working with other artists is fun because you really get to get in there into what they're into. You know, I learn so much from the artists. And even if it's just one song that I'm writing with someone else, I was blown away working with Alan Doyle. Like, honestly, it was such a cool experience. He had so many great ideas. He was so energetic. Yeah. And that's
funny.
Super funny, right? And that's what I live for. That's why Klaas and I work together, because we both are the types that, like, bounce around the studio with excitement. So for me, it's not really as genre-based as it is about finding the people who love it, who love making music, love working on songs, and like just making great songs, you know? So that's what I hope to continue to do.
Well, he sure does it great. And as Mr. Miles wows the Paddlefest crowd, I've got a few more musical notes for you. We've got a great chat with PEI's Dennis Ellsworth in part 2 of our adventure, as well as some beautiful banjo from the Algonquin's Ian Lodge. As a sponsor for this weekend's festival and the St. Andrew's Winter Warmer, the Algonquin Resort really loves to celebrate regional music and musicians. They've got plans for both regular performances in their gallery and private concerts too. They're even hoping that you'll pick up the guitar while you're here. Available for borrow at the front desk, guests who play will be encouraged to leave their autograph on the instrument. Of course, on Friday and Saturday nights, you can leave the playing to local fella Chambers McLean. All summer long, Chambers' amazing voice and wonderful piano playing will fill the Algonquin Spectacular Gallery. As we head to break, check out Chambers for yourself and pay special attention to catch the TV Free Stuff clue for this episode. We'll be right back.
But I know that's just because it never has in the past. This northern winter's coming fast. It looks like this one just might last, even though they say it never ever has.
At CNBC, we love meeting amazing East Coast folks, and whenever we get the chance to interview an expert, we make it our mission to get a lesson or two on what they do best. Oyster shucking, perfect putting, flower arranging, and the like. And just as we were yearning for some learning, another expert's been found.
Welcome to Fondant 101 with superstar cake fondant pastry chef Nicole Robichaud.
Hi.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Take it away.
All right. I have a piece of rolled fondant here. I'm going to roll it into a log. This is how I create the ruffles around the cake. You need to get your fondant quite long. So you work it out like this. And over here I have a piece that I rolled out already. With this small little rolling pin, you want something quite small that's workable that you can use for both rolling and creating the ruffle. So once I have it flat like this, I'm going to trim off any edge that's too long and try to get it to a little bit more of a workable size. Now the second step is to go along half the edge and create the beginning of the ruffle. You can only do about one ruffle at a time because they will dry out, they'll start to crack, but you also don't want it to be too soft, otherwise it'll fall apart in your hands when you're applying it. Constantly lifting it up because it'll stick. If at any point your fondant becomes too sticky, you can use cornstarch because my cake is not real, but if your cake's real, I would use icing sugar or icing sugar and cornstarch mixed. So just creating this edge. My silpat's a little bit short, so I'll probably cut down this ruffle to size, make it a bit easier. I'll put it over here. Hope that it doesn't dry out too much. I'll go over it again if it's still a bit too thick on the edge. It seems like every time's different, so you just kind of have to judge it on your own. Make sure you always lift it up again so that you won't stick at the end. We use this fondant tool with the round, larger round top and the smaller one at the bottom. And you're going to go along the edge and create the tiny little ruffle at the top, kind of like a carnation edge on it. Just rolling it back and forth, not all the way around, but just rocking it back and forth along the edge. Try not to tear the edge. I'm going to glue on the ruffle with wedding cake icing. Only go about as far as you need, otherwise it'll dry out and it won't stick anymore. This is the really hard part because it might break while I move it. You want to create the ruffle by sort of pinching it in and bunching it together. This is why the shorter the better, but you don't want it to be too short. Otherwise you'll have too many start and stops in the ruffle. You can go through it with any tool, any kind of stick that you want, just to make sure things are bending over the way you like, and then you kind of press down your bottom so you don't have too much of an overlap next time around. I'm going to pipe little pink pearls around it. I find it's much easier when you're sitting, so you can be eye level with your cake and you don't have a strange angle on your piping. For the finishing touch on the ruffle, I'm going to add the pearl luster, any kind of shiny dust paints. You're not going to add any water, it's going to be completely dry. Use kind of a flat-based paintbrush, and you just kind of brush against the edge, and the edge itself will catch most of the color, and then some of the dust will fall down. If it starts to get too dusty, you can blow it away and it'll just cover the cake. For the finishing touches, you can add flowers to the top of your cake. You can use fake flowers or real flowers. The key is to get the stem into the cake. You can use anything for that. Chose this chopstick and poking holes into it. The center one could be centered, but the other one should be on an angle so that your flowers can be arranged, sort of a bouquet. And once all your flowers are arranged, that's your finished cake.
And now you know how to work with fondant and create this, thanks to superstar fondant, pastry chef Nicole Robichaud. That was amazing. Thank you.
What a wonderful wedding cake that would make. And in just a bit, we'll catch up with a producer from CBC New Brunswick who's set to celebrate her special day at the resort this summer. Our St. Andrews by the Sea adventure continues now at the beautiful Algonquin Golf Course. For over a century, players have traveled to test their skills and take in the views of the Passamaquoddy Bay. It still boasts Canada's oldest clubhouse, but their new one is spectacular. And so are the Thomas McBroom redesigned links. Many a tournament has been played in one since 1894, and the Algonquin has won plenty of awards along the way.
We have won a lot of awards. We're very fortunate. It's a beautiful golf course. We're in the top 100 golf courses in Canada. We're also in the top 10 oceanside golf courses in North America.
Wow.
Yeah, number 12, where we're standing right now, is in the 1001 holes you should play before you die.
Is that true?
It is, yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And so is number 13, the next hole.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so we've won quite a few awards, and we're very proud of everything that we've won.
As a PGA professional, tell me what this is like to play, because I mean I golf it and it feels like one thing, but to somebody who's really played a lot of golf courses, how would you bill it to other golfers?
Well, I mean, it's a great challenge. Par 72, and you know, it is a tricky golf course. It can play as short as 5,000 yards, or it can play as long as 7,000 yards. So depending what you're looking for, you can play whatever tees you want to for that challenge. but it gives you the ability to use every club in your bag, and some golf courses don't offer that, but you can hit anything from a 3-iron to your wedge into par 4s or par 5s, and which is nice. It allows you to hit your driver off the par 4s and par 5s as well, but with risk and reward.
Yeah.
And so it's a fun course to play. The way it's
But not daunting.
Well,
because
no,
I'm a rookie golfer, right? But I feel good out here.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. We want you to enjoy yourself. It's supposed to be a fun experience. We want you to play well. And if you play the right tees, you're going to play well every time you come here.
Yeah, very good. I'm coming all the time then. Okay, and let me just ask you this, because a lot of people will come and experience the resort. They're welcome to play here as well as members.
A lot of resort guests do play here. It is a resort golf course, so we do have plenty of guests from the hotel, as well as our local traffic from Charlotte County, St. John, Fredericton, Halifax, Moncton, all throughout Atlantic Canada.
Yeah. And over there, that's the States, right? They must be coming over.
Yeah. Oh, they come all over. We have members that live right across from there.
Is that true?
Yeah, oh yes.
Oh, nice. And when you talk about options of experience, you can walk it because it's a gorgeous walk. You got the carts, and then you got this new bike thing. What's that about?
The golf bike. It's awesome. It's a new thing, first course in Canada to have one. So you can come out, you can take a bike out in the golf course. It's got a place to put your golf clubs on the back of it, and great exercise, a lot of fun.
Nice, indeed. Okay, and now what I love the most, and don't judge me, is the 19th hole, because that is a spectacular clubhouse.
We say it's got the best views in town, our 19th hole. It's fantastic.
Let's just say, hypothetically, I needed a few tips. Are you available for lessons?
This is the guy you want to come see. Definitely. We'll help you out and lower that score.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to improving my drive with the pro in part 2 of our show. Now it's back to the Algonquin Resort for a short game of Scrabble, or maybe chess. You'll find lots of board games in their gallery for your enjoyment, but now I'm thinking we should play a little TV-free stuff. Up for grabs, David Miles' truly cool double disc In the Nighttime with the After Party, and a copy of Chambers McLean's wonderful CD, What Sunlight Brings. All that great music and a CNBC t-shirt can be yours if you can tell us what instrument was Chambers McLean playing earlier in the show. Once you know it, hit the website at cnbc.com, click on the TV Free Stuff button, and submit your answer. Good luck to you, and we'll be right back. At CNBC, we've always enjoyed the spirited side of Atlantic Canada. From vineyard visits to rum-soaked recipes, merry mixes to the Mariner Martini to movie-inspired, liqueur-infused ice creams. There's so much to toast on Canada's East Coast. And the Algonquin Resort serves up the classics along with a selection of signature cocktails created in-house and inspired by this magnificent place.
Look at this. We are hanging with Julie Eldridge, and I love that it says best for last, because that's one of your favorite sayings. Is that right?
It is. Each one of us in the resort, we chose something our passion or something that means the most to us. So the best for last for me is because I'm the youngest of 10 children. So yeah, I love it.
And born right here in New Brunswick, which I love as well.
Yes.
Very good.
So,
nice. All right. And also that we're doing cocktails. So I love that as well. I'm in love with the Algonquin Resort, which you'll see in the back. And we're at the Van Horn Pavilion, which is a beautiful spot.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely. The whole property is amazing.
And amazing to me is that you've actually mixed a balsamic vinegar into a cocktail. Now, this is what you folks call a signature cocktail,
yes,
is that right?
It is. And some people think, oh, that's an odd combination, but it is amazing. It's our biggest seller.
Very good.
It's delicious.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to making it. I'll get you to take us through the ingredients because they're very unique.
Sure. We have the balsamic vinegar. I have the vanilla extract. It's like a vanilla reduction. And our Stoli Elite vodka. And then, of course, we have our strawberries.
Right.
Our basil, our mint, and our rosemary.
And I love that you're actually growing these herbs fresh.
We are on our rooftop. We'll be using those at our bar for our drinks.
Very good. Okay, well, it's all about local and lovely and wonderful.
So I'm just going to take a few strawberries, and I'm going to take my muddler, and...
Now you're leaving on the tops. Should I be worried about that?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. We leave them on and it adds color to our drink.
All right. Wash thoroughly, of course.
Yes. So I'm just going to muddle this up.
I've muddled most of my way through life, Julie. Aren't I supposed to like say things like that to a mixologist?
Yes.
It all started... No, I'm just kidding.
I'm also going to take and cut a few of our...
mint. Lovely.
This is
It's already smelling.
This is the basil.
Oh, it's the basil. You're just going to cut some basil.
Yes. And I'm going to muddle this as well.
Yeah.
In the bottom just to get some flavors for the drink. Just bruise it up a bit.
Okay.
Releases the flavors for the drinks. So here is my vanilla. I'm just going to put that in that, along with my balsamic vinegar.
Okay. And what is that? Like, what are we talking, an ounce?
Yes. Okay. An ounce of this and 3/4 ounces of my vanilla.
Okay.
And then my vodka, I'm going to do
4 ounces, 5, 6, what, 7?
2 ounces.
2 ounces.
2 ounces.
All right, very good.
So,
lovely.
Just put it in like that. Just going to add some ice to it. And I'm going to get my shaker. Shake it up. And it's going to be amazing.
I can't wait. Already it's smelling so fantastic.
Okay. And I'm going to pour in my chilled martini glass.
Very good. So there's some little bits of strawberry and things
Yes,
coming through.
there
which
is.
I'll add to the...
And then I'm going to garnish it with a strawberry. I'm going to cut a piece of basil. I'm going to get one of my clothespins.
Those are so sweet. And this is how you'd serve it, not because we're in a gale force wind.
Not at all.
No.
And here is our strawberry balsamic.
Thank you. That looks amazing. Signature cocktail, Algonquin Resort. Julie Eldridge, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
Cheers
you for
to
coming.
you and this amazing place.
Thank you very much.
The only thing I love more than a great cocktail is a good love story. And ladies and gentlemen, I have gathered two of the most romantic folk in New Brunswick. Allison and Chris. First of all, congratulations, sir. What a gorgeous babe.
Thanks very much. I think so.
Yeah. And now, how did you meet her and how did it all come together? Allison, you tell me first your version.
Well, it was a bit of my sister and his brother got us together.
Is that true? Like a matchup?
Kind of.
Yeah.
She was saying for years, you and Chris would be a great couple. You and Chris would be a great couple. And then
It turned out she was right.
Yeah. And you were smitten from the start, right?
Yes, I was. Yes.
I can just tell by looking. He's in love.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. And now, what I love most is that when it came to your wedding, this is where you wanted to be.
It is. We didn't look anywhere else. My parents come here every year for their anniversary, and they love it. And I had never stayed here before, but I always knew it was a beautiful spot. And we came down after we got engaged, and even in the freezing cold January snowy day, it was beautiful, and we were blown away.
Nice. Oh, for sure. Well, we've been. Now, the date is August 31st. Is that right?
Yes.
And now, what can we expect? And how much have you played a role in this, Chris? Because honestly, I don't know.
It's minimal. Like, I'm there for support if she has anything she's not sure of, but she seems to be quite focused on what she's doing. So.
Right, but they make it easy. How's the planning coming together?
Good. It's been going well so far. We met with the person here at Chelsea, and she walked us through it. And this is just when they just got their furniture in, so it was a bit bare bones when we first saw the place. But the furniture just came in, and they were hanging pictures on the walls, and we could really see it come together.
So what part of the hotel, then, are you going to have your celebration in?
The Shaughnessy.
The Shaughnessy. So that's a ballroom. And then your pictures, have you got it in your mind where you're going to have those?
We haven't gone through that yet.
Okay.
But there'll be endless options here. So
Right.
we met with the photographer today.
Because that's all on you, Chris. Like, they're giving you that category of the wedding to plan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I need some responsibilities, and that's a good one. So, yeah. But
Can you imagine? Well, I wish you all the very best. And again, I do a killer Ave Maria.
We'll pencil you in for the 31st.
All right, very good. And cheers to you both.
Well,
all
cheers.
the happiness in the world.
Cheers to you.
We'll
Thank
look
you.
forward to hearing about many, many anniversaries spent here as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You can watch this episode and all the other great Community One programming anytime you want. Simply click the On Demand button on your Bell Alliant Fiber Op TV remote and follow the steps on your screen. Tune in for part 2 as our St. Andrew's adventure continues. We'll learn how to make a lobster lunch, drive like a pro, get centered seaside, and so much more. Get it? Because those are s'mores? Thanks for watching CNBC. I'm Stephanie Beaumont, and we'll see you next time.